All right, so you should be able to see a screen that hopefully a lot of you have been able to get into, and that's sort of the main dashboard for Canva. And so if you've used Canva before, you'll notice that being part of the UC Davis team brings up this fun little header, and you can see all the things that we have access to. So being part of the team is what it really unlocks everything in the Enterprise Edition. And the way to access most of those things is going to be through the folders. So there's this one tab called Designs. I find this tab very confusing because basically it just dumps every design that gets, made for this team. So if you're looking for something specific, it can be hard to find here. But everyone's brain works differently. So it's just something to kind of point out. And you'll see that these designs are mainly from the larger UC Davis team. So from Stratcom, you'll see there's Zoom backgrounds. Looks like they've made a lot for us. Stuff for athletics. So we're all welcome to use these. These are not necessarily student affairs specific, but they're here. Folders is kind of where all the magic happens. That's kind of where it's going to be easier to find things. You'll see here that Stratcom has divided it into different folders. So if you're looking for lawn signs, if you're looking for templates for the development expect greater campaign, if you're looking for templates about presentations, you'll find them all here organized in templates, or I'm sorry, in folders. Templates, again, I think is also nothing here. It's just kind of like their version of a how-to guide. It's not very robust, but it's still worth looking at. The brand kit is also important. So there's a UC Davis brand kit, but I think mainly you'll be living in the student affairs print and digital brand kit. So if you click in here, you'll see that we've already put in all the logos for all of our partners in student affairs. And you'll be able to find yours, and that includes graphic elements if you have one. Scroll through here. You'll see our print colors and our digital colors, so our blue and gold, and then the secondary palette colors. So the secondary palette colors are the same, whether it's print or digital. It's just our blue and gold that change and that are different. So that's the distinction here. All the fonts are here, so Proxima Nova in the various font weights and things like that, and Ryman Eco are here. So these are, a lot of the tools that you'll be using to build your designs. Top. People, that just kind of shows you who is all part of our team and the different levels of access that you have to design. And then groups is sort of another important thing. Once you have been accepted into our team, I should have added you to the student affairs group, and that will give you access to all of our templates, our student affairs templates. So if you have been set up in Canva and you have not yet been added to our group, let me know. But so far, these are all the accounts that have been added. Okay, so if anyone has questions at any time, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. I've never given a training where it's like there's no feedback. So this seems a little strange to me to feel like I'm talking to nobody. Okay, so let's go back to here. And then the first thing I'm going to talk about is folders. Folders is going to be the best way to kind of keep track of things. One way to think about it is your library, right? So we're going to go here to the left where it says all your folders. And so these are all the folders that you as a team can create. So that's where all your folders are. And then there's another one called shared with you. So these are the ones that have been shared by Stratcom. These are the ones that have been shared by us, and potentially ones that have been shared with other team members in your group. So the ones that we're going to be most interested in is there's one for UC Davis photos. And there's one here that says student affairs files. So all of our templates are going to be stored here. So you click into there, and these are all of our folders. Show all will show that there are more. And so these you'll see that there's ones divided by department. So if you have designs that we have currently done for you, we have translated them into templates so that you'll be able to use them going forward. The general templates for everyone is under this folder called Student Affairs Templates. And you'll see there's 3 different types. So we have one specifically for PowerPoints. You'll see right now there's 6 different ones. We have ones for social media. So you'll see right now we have about 24 different designs here, mainly for Instagram stories. And then if you go back into templates, we have ones for marketing. And we have about 40 different designs here. So right now we've saved most of them as a flyer size, and that's 8.5 by 11. The cool thing about Enterprise is that you can take a design. Once you have it the way that you want, you can resize it into different deliverable sizes. So we just felt like it might be easier to do most of them in flyer. There are some that are posters. There are some that are already set up as postcards. And once you click into them, you'll be able to see, sort of the size. Okay, so I shared about, let's see, okay. So going back to all your folders. So the shared with you, those aren't ones that you can change. These are just ones that people have shared with you. The your folders is what you have most control over. And we recommend thinking about how you want to organize these folders. Presumably you'll have 1 or 2 accounts that multiple people will access. And, depending on who's in it and how people save different things, it can get to be quite a mess. What we recommend is that each person who's designing in Canva creates their own folder so that they can save their work in it as they, work on it. Sometimes you'll go in there and you won't be finished and you want to be able to go back to something that you've started and finish it up. So that's a good way to kind of keep it separate from, someone else who comes in and another person who comes in. If you have 3 or 4 or 5 people working in there, it can be hard to distinguish who's working on what. So that's one way that we think it could work. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions?
Nothing in the chat.
Okay, good. Okay, so then let's start a design. So how are we going to do that? Let's go to shared with you. Let's go to student affairs files and let's go to student affairs template. So let's look at marketing. Let's see, let's choose this one. So there's a lot of different ones. Depending on what your needs are, you're going to want to go to use this template. Oh, actually, well, okay. So the very first thing I think you want to do is name it. Otherwise, you're going to have all these things that say copy of something. And it can get really confusing, especially if people, use the same template or whatever. So I would go up here at the top. So I would name it this way. So the name of the event or the program. So let's just call this Canva test, since that's kind of the type of deliverable. So this is going to be a flyer. And then the year, so 2020. And it might be helpful depending on what your workflow is, maybe put initials so people know who's been working on what, just to kind of help it keep track of different files. Okay, so it's the very first thing that you want to do.
Hey, Jen, we have a question about logging in. I guess folks aren't sure about logging in. Is there a process? Does that vary by department?
Okay. Sure. Yes, I think it will vary by department. So your department has one login, one email, and one password. And whoever it is that kind of owns this, I know for the ICC, it's Andrea. She is the keeper of that password. So she will be she will be sharing that password with you. So the login and the password, and then you'll be able to log into your account that way. Is that helpful? So I would go back to kind of who created your account, and they would be sharing the username and the password for your account.
Hi, I'm wondering if it's okay. I know you said like you can use your voice, but it looks like the chat is the place people love. Is it okay to jump in like this?
Sure.
Okay. I was curious if it's and some folks probably already know this. I'm sorry if I missed this, but is it departmental discretion about what email account to attach a Canva kind of privilege, this updated or premium Canva privilege to? As in, like, could it be a UC Davis account? Could it be a Gmail account? Just wondering, knowing that, like, different accounts will have different access.
So the way to be invited to the team is with a specific email. So your department has signed up for a very Canva specific email account tied to UC Davis. And that's the only account that can access this Canva enterprise account. So if you have a separate account, like if you've been using another account, that cannot access this. There has been a special email and account that has been used specifically to access this Canva account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so there needs to be discussion within your department as to what specific Canva email that is and what password that is. We've been trying to test to see what it looks like if we have other Canva accounts floating around and how to interface with the enterprise account, and we haven't quite figured out how that's going to work quite yet. So we'll get to that hopefully soon after this. So I'm going to make that note, because I know that you all probably have work saved in other Canva accounts, and it's like, well, what do we do with that work? How do we use that? That's a question that we're trying to figure out and answer. Okay, so I think we can move on. Thumbs up. Okay, so here's a design. Again, the first thing to do is change the name. So you'll see here kind of what you're able to do. It gives you different text, and you can see if you've used Canva before, there would normally be like a whole bunch of different kind of fonts. We're restricted to our fonts. These are our color palette. So it's nice that you can just kind of find them here and have them easy to access. All of our partner logos are going to be stored here. So you just kind of have to scroll down and see the one that you want to use. You can still access folders. So one folder that might be helpful, if you go to shared with you, there's one for UC Davis graphic elements. So here you'll be able to use all the illustrations that have been made for the brand. You can go to watercolor elements and add those. And then they have these other treatments that you can add. There's also the UC Davis photo. So they've already uploaded some other photos that you can use and place into our designs. And also if you go to uploads here, you can upload your own photos from your own computer or other accounts. Okay, so here we go. We can talk about how we can design this. So here's a template. We've kind of put some text here to put a headline, so you can change it here however you want. You know, you can change this text. You can change the color if you go up here, and it brings up here the palette colors for the UC Davis brand, so you can change that to whatever you want pretty quickly. We put a suggested amount of text here, which obviously, you know, you can change and add whatever you want. You can change the size if you want to. You can change the font. So you can make it extra bold, you know, you can make it thin, you can make all those different changes. You can underline. So there's a lot of different things you can do in terms of changing the text. You can change the orientation of the paragraph. With this, you can make bullet points if you want. This here changes the spacing. So you can change, let's see, this is not going to be helpful here. Add more text. You can change the spacing between lines by using this tool here, or you can change the spacing between the letters. I wouldn't mess around with these tools a little bit too much. You know, if you space it out too much, it becomes hard to read, but that does give you some adjustments, and you can anchor the text here. So here's a logo that says Student Affairs. I can imagine that you potentially want to add your own logo. So let's just say we are AB 540. We can either click on it and it like appears, and we can move it however where we want it. We can resize it. You know, we can delete this one and put this one here. We can change the color. So here's a note about the logos. It'd be weird if we like showed our logo in pink, right? I mean, we're UC Davis, we're blue and gold. So if we're using a word mark, we want to use either blue or gold. We can use black. We can use white if it's appropriate. Obviously, this doesn't work here. So for logos, we want to stick to blue or gold. We want to be mindful of the type of deliverable this is. So since this is a flyer, potentially this is something that's going to be printed. So we would use the blue. And then here, you know, we can change this too in a lot of different ways. So what if I want to change this photo with a different photo? So this is a little bit tricky. You can drag it over here to replace it, and it already kind of just puts it into its place. You can double click it to resize it if you'd like, to move it around to fit better. And then there's this photo. So let's look at another thing that we can do with photos. We can bring this in. Let's replace him. We can go to, I think it's effects, background remover. Click that and you'll see it's kind of working. And what's nice about this is that if you have a photo like this that has space all the way around, it will automatically get rid of the background for you, so that you can just use him and pop him in easily. And, you know, if that's part of the logo that you want to do. So you can also change things up here. So let's see. This is transparency. So right now it's, you know, 100%. You can use this little scrubber to change the degree of transparency. Let's see what else. I think that's about it, kind of design and changing wise. I could stop here. I may have gone through it pretty fast. Does anybody have any questions kind of about where to find different things?
There's a question in the chat about needing to use templates. Like, can they create their own as long as they adhere to marketing and style guides?
Yes, you can. So you could use this to kind of create your own, like you could get rid of him. You could get rid of that. You know, you could get rid of that and bring things in that way. So that kind of saves some time. Another thing you could do is undo in case somehow you accidentally delete something or change something you don't want to do. These controls up here, undo and redo. So I'll show you kind of how to start from scratch. Yes, yay for undo, Spencer, I hear you. You can add another page here, and this is kind of where you can build, so to speak, something. So you can, you know, put text in, make it whatever color you want, make it any size you want. And so this blank canvas, you can, you know, do your own thing. You can bring in logos, put them in, you can bring in new photos, you know, so you can kind of build from scratch as well.
I'd say the templates make it easy though. It's a great starting place, and sometimes I lack the creativity. So when there's something already done for me, it's convenient.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been told that time is a big factor in things. So having something kind of already created is definitely going to be helpful. Okay, so let's say this is what we want to do. What are we going to do? How do we save this? So this automatically gets saved in your designs folder. So if you go to home, so if you can see here, it says all changes saved. It saves as you're going, so you don't have to remember to save, which is great. So if you go to home and you go to recent designs, you'll see here that it's saving. If this was the only place we kept it, like it would just get really confusing. So I would move it to a folder, go to your folders, so we can save it under my name, or let's just say Steffi created this and Steffi has a folder. So we can add it to a new folder. And see that Steffi has a folder here. And then that's where it's going to get saved. And then all my work has been saved here. Okay, so let's say, oh, go ahead.
There's a question, I don't know if you're planning on getting to this next, but how to resize. So if you wanted to use a flyer template, but you want to use it on, say, Instagram.
Okay, so let's say this. So once you save it to a folder, you can decide what to do. You can have your own process for kind of how things get approved, whether it needs to be shared with someone or whatever. But let's say that this is the way you want it to be and you want to use it as a folder or as a flyer. So let's go up to here and we'll go to download So how do we want to download it? We want to download it as a PDF. If you're going to send it to an outside vendor, you can hit crop marks and bleed, and that will give them all the things that they need to print it properly. Select the number of pages you want to print. If for whatever reason you only want the first one, you can print that. You can click there. If you're printing something, the color space you want is CMYK. So that's important. And you're going to hit download, and it's going to save it to your computer. So then from there, you can email it to your vendor. You can, print it from your computer, whatever you want to do. So let's let this go. Okay, so let's say you have this and you want a campaign and you want to make it into something else. You'd click these 3 buttons. Let's see, and then oh no, sorry, I'm thinking of it wrong. So let's say you want to resize it. There's a button here at the top left called resize. And then it gives you can either put a custom size in, or it also gives you common sizes that you think you're going to want to use, so that you don't have to remember what those dimensions are. So let's see, Laura, let's resize this for Instagram. So because it's a flyer, we're not going to use it in our feed. We're going to use it as an Instagram story. So we're going to click here. You can see the dimensions there, 1080 by 920. I would say copy and resize so that it makes another version for you. And then you can see kind of scaled everything down. So from here, you can tweak it if you need to. Sometimes when you go from like a flyer to an Instagram story, there's just way too much information, right? You don't need all this. You probably don't need that. You can make tweaks as you want. And then let's say this gets to a point that you like. So how do you save this? You want to go to download. So it's already kind of giving you these suggestions of how you want to download. PNG is probably the best for social media. Potentially you could use JPEG. JPEGs tend to be a little bit better for designs that have a lot of photo. But if it's like a combination of photo and graphic, I would say PNG. I wouldn't mess around with this either. So size X means, do you want to resize it? You could make it half the size. You could make it, 2.5 times the size. I doubt you'll really need to change, the dimensions or the size of it. So I would just keep it at 1. These you probably won't need either. Transparent background. If you're going to use it on social media, you'll probably want the white background. And I don't think you want to compress the files because that might make it pixelated. So again, choose the number of pages and press download. So it will be working here and it will save it to your desktop. And then again, you can use it however you want. You can upload it to Instagram or however you want to use it. Steffi, do you want to talk about your workflow at all from creating in Canva to updating or posting on social media?
Sure. So often I'll figure out, if we're working on a campaign, I'll find a nice template that will match the theme of what we're talking about and create essentially all of the collateral in one place for review. There's a nice handy feature. I know, Jen, if you could click like a section on the text or the photo of Jeremy or any of that, you'll see a voice bubble that pops up there. And that's a comment button. And I find that that's really helpful to add some notes to the slide. So maybe it'll be something like in Instagram app @tag other account or something, so that as you or if you have other folks working on it, they can get a great visual of what your finished product will look like. And then other folks can reply and see or provide some feedback. You can also provide comments as well, saying, I'm not so sure about this headline, let's change it to something else. So I use that comment feature quite a bit. And I find that real helpful for back and forth collaboration. When I download things, because Instagram, is on your phone. For those of you that are on Macs and have iPhones, I airdrop things to myself all the time, and that's really convenient. Otherwise, you have to email yourself, which can be a little bit cumbersome. Trying to think what other workflow things. I'll often use multiple pages and, like I said, design out the whole story. I also will have, sometimes I just need to resize a photo to the right dimensions for Instagram or Facebook or things like that. And I often just have a running like Facebook image, Canva, I guess, template that I just drop photos in to make sure that they're resized on. Spencer, I saw that you asked about the Canva mobile app. I don't know. I've never done it on my phone. Do you know what the enterprise, Jen? Can we access the mobile app?
I'm sure you can. I think, I mean, depending on how you design or not, it can be hard to kind of look at. I've never, actually, I haven't tried it on the mobile app.
Yeah, we'll have to try that one out. Maybe you could design it on the computer and then open it on the mobile app.
Yeah, that might help.
Without
That's a
emailing
good
yourself.
workaround.
One thing, sometimes too, just starting from a blank template when you need to share some text is helpful. One thing when designing for Instagram stories in particular is keep in mind up at the top where people have like, there's like a bit of a buffer safe space you need to give yourself at the top and bottom of images so that things don't get cut off. I'm trying to think other workflow pieces. Some of this also will draft out outside of Canva and then we'll bring like, you know, in a Word doc or something, and then we'll design it into Canva and then publish it. I also have like subfolders based on campaigns. Jen was saying that, you know, each individual user has some campaigns, but if you have repeating events, it might be helpful to have folders based on your events rather than personal ones. Trying to think what other tips or things like that. We have a test Instagram account. And so sometimes we'll create things and then post it in our Instagram test account to see what it looks like. You may want to consider that. I don't know if you want to, you know, get into creating more Instagrams, but you know, sometimes that's also helpful to see what it looks like before you actually publish. One other thing, Jen, was going to mention on, if you go back to like that test flyer, it took me a little while to figure out how to add the illustrations and other watermarks. Like that wasn't obvious to me. Is that something, is that a talking point you'll have?
Sure, we can go. So if you go to folders and you go to shared with you, there's something called UC Davis graphic elements. So let's say this one's here, but you're like, I don't like that one. They picked a bad one and you want to pick a different one. So let's say you want a green one. You can click onto there. You can resize it. So let's say you want to substitute it. So you could delete this one that exists, put this one there, decide you want to put that one there instead. You can. You can change the transparency if you want. This position button. So if you're familiar with like PowerPoint and how there's kind of different layers, you can move things forward or backwards. So I moved it forward. You can see it covered up the text, which is no bueno. So I can move it all the way to the back, or I can just kind of move it layer by layer, but that will help. And then there's all these other things too, where I can move it down to the bottom and it will line it up for me perfectly on the bottom or in the middle or the top, you know, those things too, that can be kind of helpful. You can also decide, I don't want Jeremy there. I want to add Gunrock. So here's Gunrock. We can put him in. We can change his color. You know, that kind of thing. Make him bigger if we want to. Is that helpful, Steffi, about like where these, it's kind of hidden, but once you kind of know where they are, it can be easy to find. And I think that'll sort of save it for you in this area here so that when you want to go back to it, it will be here again for you to use.
And then they have some direct publishing options you can create in Canva and publish to a Facebook page directly from Canva. That's not something I've done. We rely on a lot of scheduling software, and so it's just not something we've pursued, but that option is there. If you click the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner, you can publish straight to a platform. So that could potentially save you a step of like having to email as well.
It doesn't work for Instagram though, right?
It doesn't look like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it does work for this, but again, that's not necessarily part of our workflow. It may work for you, it may not. So that's kind of it in terms of like how to change a design, how to make a design, and some of the kind of fun things that are available. I'm sure that once you guys start using it, there will be questions that come up. But does anybody have any questions now in terms of, you know, designing, saving files, best practices, anything like that?